that he would have been giving checkmate because, well, if you miss queen h5, then queen h1 is basically mate. So that's always a cold shower when it happens.
Okay, we're going to get a little bit of a more boring game this time around. Just a small positional advantage for white. The A and B pawns versus the A and C pawns. Those pawns are a bit split. But I expect an absolute masterpiece in this game for Magnus. And it's already starting in one.
Yep. There's no doubt when you have the A pawn and C pawn split up like this, it's all about controlling the squares in front of them. So the C5 square, the C4 square, the A4 square, and every single move that we've seen has basically had that in mind.
Yep. Rook c4 is nice. You're going to double up maybe. I do wonder if he regrets allowing such a strong position, but for black. But I really get the sense that he's quite close to breaking through here. Rook d1, e4, just push the knight back.
Yep. G3 is preparing e4 by covering knight to f4. And yeah, as you said, rook d1 or rook c1 up next.
Okay. Oh. You would think king e6 is
here.
nice. Yep.
Okay. I definitely think that e4, like I am kind of waiting for that move. The bishop on b2, I have to say, I'd rather have it on d2 or e3. So I'm waiting for this piece to reposition.
Or just bulldoze the center. Get it active like that.
Agreed. You know, now that I see this position, it's looking great on b2.
We need a king walk. Jospim's problem is it's been 23 moves and he hasn't moved his king.
Yeah, he's tried to take a step forward, immediately kicked back. Look at the pieces, though. The rook on h8 is a non-participant. Rook on a6 is barely there. This is all Magnus Carlsen. Is this the clinic that you were anticipating?
Yeah, for sure. He had a little bit of positional advantage to work with in the beginning of the game. Now g7 is tender, knight e6 is looking good. It's nice to try to guess his moves. Like f5 guarding h4 is what I actually thought he was going to play. Turns out it's not a good move.
Okay, bishop g7 followed by f6 here.
That's nice, yeah.
Is that an idea? I guess there is rook d6, so not so sure.
Rook d6 is nice.
Yeah, rook d6 is actually a really, really important move. Kind of changes everything. Bishop e5, rook g7.
Rook g7, knight e6, f6, f6.
Yeah, this is trouble.
It's game over.
Yeah, knight c3 is also covered by the bishop, so there's no good option here.
That's just mate. That is quite literally the worst option. And Magnus Carlsen adding one more to the total.
Absolutely. We've got Magnus playing the French, so you know he's feeling confident here.
Oh, he's going to bring the bishop back, maybe. Yeah,
I think so. Bishop f8 and b6.
This is a very, very unique French for anybody that's feeling creative. Put the queen on d7 and then bishop to a6. And you try to trade off the bad bishop. And his positions are nice for black, if you can handle a lack of space.
Yeah, I think that comes with the territory of the French. It's if you can't do that, then the opening should definitely not be played.
Well, Jose was expected to get 6 points. Not expected, but predicted by the almighty algorithm. And he has 17 minutes to make one more draw or 5 more draws or win a couple of games, Aman. And how do you think his chances are right now?
Honestly, the way that the bullet portion has started, I will say that the positions that he's got so far haven't really seemed like the ones where he's found success during the rest of the match. So I'd like him to get back. Like, you remember those crazy positions where Magnus had knights on c3, they were opposite sides castled. I think those are the spots that he wants to be in. So honestly, from the openings that I've seen thus far, not super excited.
Again, though, a nice-looking position, a nice-looking outpost on the c6 square. But over the long run, with less time on the clock to make your decision, it has been Magnus doing Magnus things.
Yep. Yeah, knight c6. I mean, this is fantastic. Let's see if he can hold on to it. The H pawn is loose here, but you just sidestep queen f3. Suddenly h5 is hanging. This can work out pretty well.
Okay. Now 15-second time advantage. Doubling up Magnus's clock is definitely a good winning strategy.
Yeah, bishop can come to b6, which is a great square. How much can we just play g3, king g2, and rook h1? Like, it's slow, but it's a good plan.
Seemingly that much. I don't even know how you stop it. I would lose this with black. And maybe Magnus will too.
By the way, it's checkmate on h7, h8. You can sack your queen.
That's very nice. Knight f3 he has to play now. Jospin. Wow, rook
That
a4.
is I was going to say knight f3 looks like a very tough move to play.
Yeah, I guess the idea is to get over there, but suddenly you can't.
There's no rook h4.
What?
There is rook h4. It's there. Knight c8 and queen h8.
Oh my gosh, that's mate. Or you lose the rook. What just happened?
1 second.
Okay, d4 and...
d4, queen c5? Or queen c6? Queen a6, great move.
Rook c1 and just... Wow.
Yeah, try to play rook c6, but okay. You'll have to deal with a lot of counterplay here. Luckily, the king is nice and stable on g1. You can just tuck it in there.
Queen f4, clean, very clean. Oh, okay.
Very nice. And you know what? He almost turned this position into the ones that I wish that he was getting. The kings were castled on the same side, but he found a way to just take on h5, g3, and suddenly he was attacking over there. So he got the position I was hopeful he would get, but I did not expect it to be from that game.
That was an amazing game. Really, like high quality, good attacking chess, good instincts. And yeah, Jospin is 3100 bullet for a reason. It's so wild to me in this tournament. You have all these players that are 3099, 3120, like 3150.
Yep.
And they're nowhere near the top 5 quality and bullet in the world, which is just sickening.
It is. It's crazy. The threshold is so high. Even Magnus at 3181 bullet is, he's not even I think the top 10 ratings on the site right now. He doesn't play as much as some of the others, but there's some real talent in bullet. Unfortunately, though, this Chess Championship, you gotta have more than that, right? You gotta bring absolutely everything to the table. It's kind of the ultimate way to decide the better player.
For sure, 3181 Magnus bullet is, utter nonsense. But also 1+1 is a completely different game. That is really the reality. I like White's position a lot. I'm really optimistic here about opening up the center. And I feel like I always lose these games where I have overextended kingside pawns, like e4, f5, g6, etc. But this is typical Dutch business. You're going to go g5. Yep, exactly. And I'm going to try to restrict White.
Yep, this looks pretty good here. And I was going to say you almost have to play this, but hang on a sec. He's going to have to play bishop takes on c6 here, right?
And then d5 will come. Queen c6, d5, I guess. Okay, I think you have to go d5 if you can. Yeah, okay. And now, knight f2, yeah,
rook slowly over to e8, knight g6 to e5.
Yeah, Jose has gotten the better of this for sure.
Great start. 16 seconds apiece. With this position, you sign up for this every single day.
Yeah, now we will get a scramble in a maneuvering game. If you go e4, black plays f4. Horrible position. Really tough position for white, actually.
Oh, yeah. Here comes maybe knight e4, although knight f2 makes a lot of sense.
There's knight e4. This strikes me like a game Hikaru would win with white, Just no business at all. Draw? Oh, no draw.
Yeah, the ultimate resourceful player, Hikaru. And right here, Magnus has to embody that because the position is just no good. Like, he has to make a comeback, and he's going to try to trade the knights so that he can target f5. And even though e3 is weak, he's just saying f5 is just as much of a problem.
Queen f2 is nice. This is not easy. This could just very easily end up in a draw, unless you take. Yeah, now...
Yeah, very drawish.
Very drawish, and a lot of time will get off the clock.
E4, now that the king moved? Yeah.
Yeah, but we take and probably just block it or go for that.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. Oh, rook e1 ideas?
I guess queen a2. Oh, he won on time, Jospin.
He won on time. He won on time. Hey, you absolutely take those. I was waiting for king to g2 there. That was a pretty significant moment.
Wow, 2-2. Look at this. The bullet players so far, the favorites, not up to par, I would say. I mean, the Ali Reza bullet segment was very dramatic. Unfortunately, he won the match in some 10 games, but
yep. It just goes to show you have to be that complete player. And these top players, they are vulnerable in this bullet section, but you just need to be competitive in one of the other sections even, right? Just to give yourself a chance ultimately at the final result. Because here, despite his success, it still feels like it's just not in doubt. It's not close.
At this point, the players have fun. Magnus this game played in Alekhine's defense, just surveying every single opening. And that is nice. I mean, when you have a win in your back pocket and you just get to survey different openings and play different structures, it's quite fun. Wouldn't say I recommend it for aspiring players. It can be a little bit tough to play 10 different openings in one setting, but
the wrong thing to get used to.
Yeah. But Magnus is able to do a d4 clean move. Might be heading to a early endgame.
Wow.
Or we might get mated. That also is a possibility.
Because I guess you have, I was going to say, bishop f5 is a bit strange. I thought maybe simply queen takes d4, but also queen e4 check.
Okay,
Gotta like the position here.
Clearly something went a bit wrong there.
Yeah, at this point, look, you're doubling rooks on the d file maybe. You're playing b3, king b2, just slowly organizing things, king c3, b4. This is definitely in Jose Martinez's favor. Bishop f3, I like.
Yeah, rook d5, rook b5. I was maybe trying to put a bishop on c4 as well. He's playing very nice. He's playing super GM level chess. Just small improvements. Nothing too quick.
Yeah, there's also bishop b6 as an idea.
I'm just
to try to pick off the a pawn. Every move from Jospin is just fantastic.
I was wondering if bishop h5 before bishop f3 was better or worse, like forcing the pawn here, but it's kind of the same situation. And
right.
Oh!
Okay, there is no tricky move there, but it is opposite bishops.
But this should
king
be easy
c3. Okay.
Wow, Magnus plays it. He understands that the opposite colored bishop endgame is holdable. What?
Because of bishop c6 and then e4.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my goodness, he's gonna play without the piece. And where was bishop e4? Why didn't he play bishop e4?
Oh, he lost the bishop. Oh my gosh!
What a trick! And my face was the same as Jose Martinez there. It's just, oh, you dog, you! How did you get me again with that?
Just amazing, honestly. To have the presence of mind, Amon, to understand you can just trade the rooks into the bishop endgame. He deserves it. I mean, it's sickening. Excellent defending.
Wow. Another point. And it looks like they're both kind of wondering maybe where the next game is. There's no break in the 1+1. So yeah, we know these guys are both here to play. You can just tell, like, Jose Martinez he's putting on a great show.